Welcome, Capricorn. Welcome to Sweet Tree of Life Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and do the reading for March 2022. Welcome. Hoping you're having a great month already. As you know, these readings for this Tree of Life spread are a little different than what people are used to. Basically, the top of the tree would be like on top here, which means it's kind of like the heavens, and then you go down into like the branches, so to speak, and then right here is a foundation, and then of course the roots as well. Basically, it represents anything that happens in heaven. It is also as it is on earth. So it resonates in how we're connected with heaven and earth in our earthly realms. Let's go ahead and start. This position here, the Ace of Cups, as you can see, this one's actually, even though it's usually a very positive card, very, for spiritual and emotional growth, marriage, and so forth, because it is in the first position over here in the Tree of Life, it's actually considered to be reversed, and it's what the issue is for now. It's basically telling me that it's a delay in starting a new relationship or starting a new, or maybe even starting a new relationship too hastily. So it could be either being done too hastily, where emotions are kind of running over, or it could be delayed for some of you. So it's basically, if it's being done too hastily, it's telling me that it's being done without giving enough thought to the new connection that's being created, if it's appropriate or not, if it should be done at this time, etc. So just kind of keeping an eye on that being the issue. On the second position here, we have the Queen of Cups. Now for the Queen of Cups here, it usually tells me, because it is in this position, is what your drive is, what's driving you forward, kind of thing. She's the Queen of Cups here is very warm, sensitive, but because she is the Queen of Cups, she can also be a little bit on the emotional side or heighten emotions. But she's always honest and fair. Right here, you can see the moon, how it does light her path. However, it doesn't illuminate everything. So remember, you do have to look at your intuition and kind of go with your gut feeling. So make sure you listen to your intuition. And you can increase your intuition by, meditating, praying more, connecting more with your faith, that kind of thing, or your spirituality. Especially since this card is saying, there's either a delay in your relationship, and it can also be a delay in spiritual growth as well, or emotional growth. So right here in this position, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is very appropriate since you're an earth sign, but pentacles are all earth signs. Right here, you can see how she works diligently. She works really hard at what she's doing to master her craft. It could be considered maybe you're trying to create a new skill possibly, but that you're willing to learn and persevere because you know that that's the only way of becoming an expert. So you're willing to put in the hard work to become the expert and get a lot of fruit from it, and, produce a lot of fruit from it, and becoming that expert in either something you're learning, maybe a new job, maybe a new class, or just maybe building on your emotion, on your current skills as well, whether it be emotional growth, spiritual growth, whatever it is that you're working on right now. But usually, with being that it is an earth pentacle card, it's basically usually meaning more like a job related, school related, more of the material world. And then here in the fourth position, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords here in this position tells me, kind of what's giving you the energy to kind of build things. Right here seems like you're in an impasse. That's why she's balanced holding the swords. The impasse being that maybe you're not wanting to see the situation the way it is. That's why she has a blindfold. And maybe you're having to choose between two paths. That's why you see the ravens here choosing between two paths. But she doesn't seem to want to be taking the blindfold off and having, trying to avoid making a decision and having to see what the situation truly is. But as you can see, she's very balanced, she's calm, very stable-minded, but I think she just kind of doesn't want to make that decision. So it could be some of you not trying to make a decision and kind of reaching this impasse where you don't want to see the situation, or maybe you're in denial of it, or possibly you just don't want to consider either situation or path, or whether it's really difficult to make that decision. So rather than facing it on, it seems like there's a blindfold there. So with this card, it just reminds us, take that blindfold off and keep going. There's a lot of positive light here. Keep going towards the light, towards hopefulness. Keep going towards hopefulness, positivity. So it's kind of letting me know that some of you are haven't chosen what path to take. Over here, in the fifth position of the Tree of Life, we have the Six of Cups. It's a very beautiful card. With the cups and the water, obviously dealing a lot with emotion. Because it is in the fifth position, it kind of tells me what is kind of need to be worked on. So it's kind of considered to be upside down, really, at that position. Right here, it tells me that maybe you're thinking of your past, kind of like reluctant to move forward because it feels so comfortable living in the past. Maybe an unnatural attachment to the past, where you just kind of nostalgic. You keep thinking about how good it was before, but remember, you have a future ahead of you too, and a present, and that in itself will be the past. So you want to make sure you don't get stuck in the past and kind of keep moving forward. It's okay to see and appreciate what happened in the past, but it's time to put the effort in making new memories as well. It's really worth it. You may be idealizing the past to avoid any painful changes, which is talking about the changes that may be occurring right here. Um, and that's understandable. It is sometimes hard, and you might be wanting to avoid those changes, but just remember that with the changes that you allow, um, or that you're going to be allowing and kind of going through, remember those changes also helps us to grow and ultimately become stronger and more fulfilled. So you definitely look at the positive side of those changes, because ultimately they will strengthen you. You'll be more fulfilled, and you'll be more happier that way as well, more realized. This card could also be meaning maybe somebody that you're dealing with is offering you love, maybe a little too soon, or a connection that maybe you're not ready for, or maybe it's too soon to do, to commit to. It sounds like it might be a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, because it is the suit of water. It's a water sign. But it could also mean the water sign, meaning the emotions and all the emotions you're going through. Maybe you're kind of resonating that reflection of all these emotions and kind of going within a little bit more and trying to kind of pave a new way and make the decision you'll need to make. Okay. I remember that decisions are hard, but ultimately it'll allow you to grow and make you stronger and more fulfilled. So this card here, as you said, was in the sixth position, which is basically the energy that is kind of going around the whole reading. And it's called the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, as you can see, she's kind of laying down in distress, guilt, anguish, maybe regret. She almost seems like she's paralyzed with fear and doubt, possibly, unable to move forward. But what's really happening, if you see, the ravens here, they're just kind of looking at her, kind of assessing what her pain is, kind of just looking. But they're kind of just waiting for her to just get up and pick up the sword and walk away. That's all she needs to do. She's kind of just feeling a little maybe trapped almost because of the guilt and the anguish. She's kind of trapped in that fear of doubt, maybe, or fear, unable to move forward. But she'll have to move forward. You'll have to move forward, and you can. And there's like a light in the horizon, so it's positive things coming. And again, because this energy where it seems like she has a lot of regret and doesn't want to move forward, it resonates with this card here, of course, showing that the way that she's not wanting to choose either direction. She doesn't want to see. She's in denial. And then, of course, this one also where it kind of says, okay, I don't want those changes, but because I know they're going to be painful. And yes, they're going to be painful, but you'll grow from them. And then right here, In the seventh position, this is a position of where we consider the position of victory. So we have Five of Cups here. Five of Cups, in this particular card here, it tells you, see how she spilled the goblets here, the water's just falling out. She's so focused on what she lost. Again, these other things that she's going to be losing, possibly have already lost, that she's like not even looking at the other offers behind her. Of course, these other offers may be too soon for her to act on, but at the same time, they are being offered to her. There are other opportunities coming up. The moon is only kind of like waning there, so it isn't a full moon, so she really can't see. So she's going to have to trust her intuition and her faith. So basically, right here, she's just focusing on the negative when she needs to kind of turn around, and look at the positive around her. This card's also letting us know that you might be having to let go of the past and just learn from the situation and appreciate the lesson learned and kind of your takeaway from some kind of pain in the past or some mistakes that happened in the past. We're all human, and you gotta love yourself a little bit. Give yourself a little kindness, because we can be our worst critics. Okay, so don't get stuck on that negativity. Look around and you'll see the positive side. Then right here, and then right here, we have the Page of Pentacles. In this one, we have basically, it's an earth sign, of course. This earth sign suit is the Pentacles. So it's very down to earth, very earthy, like your sign. In this card here, this is considered the like what you want. This reveals to me what you want. You want to reach those goals. You want to obtain comfort and success. Like she's just kind of, hey, I'm done. I'm just kind of, relaxing in the background here. Um, so she wants to basically obtain that comfort and success. She's confident in her enthusiasm to learn new things, like she's learning to play, for example. And she knows that this will bring her prosperity. And you can see all the jewels and everything around her, just kind of like on the tree, just kind of sitting there, very stable. Okay, so it could be a message of that's what you're kind of revealing that you want. There's also, little fairies over here too that you can see as well on the tree itself. Okay, right here, let's go to the foundation of the tree. So this would be like the trunk of the tree. And what we have right here is the Six of Pentacles. Now the Six of Pentacles, again, very appropriate because if it's your earth sign. Your earth signs are pentacles. It shows me here in the foundation how people see you or how you see yourself. So either you see yourself as a mentor or maybe a mentee, where you're learning from someone, and maybe you have a mentor or somebody older than you that's and wiser, kind of leading you, helping you out of things. Usually this is a giving and receiving, because it is an earthly sign. It is referring to a loan possibly, or maybe even like giving and receiving of knowledge, like a mentor, advice, or just having that emotional support where you give and take, and you're not just giving or taking. There's a very good balance there. And she's picking, all the fruits that she's actually, planted before. So she's gathering a lot of positive things. And it could be also the gathering of material possessions as well. Maybe receiving some material possessions, or maybe you sharing that, those blessings with others that you get. And then finally, we have in the 10th position of the Tree of Life, right here, we have Page of Swords. So page usually refers to like a messenger, right? But this card here is in the place of the outcome, or what's being radiating out right now, maybe what you're radiating. This card represents somebody that's, she's calm, she's alert, she's kind of just ready for action if she needs to. But she's very assertive, can represent even like a test of wills, like to see who's gonna do what type of thing, and get and just kind of testing your wills with somebody else. But this person is very just. So if it is you, you're very just and honest, and very direct and outspoken, but very honest and just as well, very fair. She uses her sharp wit to solve problems and diffuse conflict. So basically, this is what you're radiating out, what the outcome is planning on, what the outcome looks like, that you'll be able to remain calm, be ready to act, but at the same time be just, and use your intelligence to solve problems and diffuse conflict, but being just and fair. So that's really a positive look at the outcome. Right here in the middle, we have what's called the pillar of harmony. And it all connects here and balances both areas of both pillars here of severity and mercy. Right here, as you go up the pillar of harmony, it kind of tells you how to solve the situation here. Now, remember, we said the situation here was initially to maybe a delay in a new relationship, or maybe telling you not to start a new relationship, to kind of wait and kind of see if it's maybe not the right connection or the appropriate time for the connection or the appropriate type of connection. So right here, if you go here, you start with the bottom, and you can see how it connects to the top of the tree. At the bottom, you have the solving of your problems with intellect, diffusing the conflict in a just manner, very just manner. Right here with the Six of Pentacles, you're gathering, giving and receiving material possessions, knowledge, maybe even emotional support that you need. And right here, of course, it tells you to just kind of get up and keep moving and move forward. It's time to get up and move forward and learn from whatever lesson this was, and try to release that past mistake from you having to feel that anguish and regret and guilt and kind of just beating yourself over that. Give yourself some kindness. We're all human. We all make mistakes. So you got to let that go. By doing that, you'll be able to once again have the spiritual and emotional growth that you might be looking for. Possibly for some of you, a marriage, a new connection, a new love and reflection, a reflection of within, just kind of seeing where you're at right now in your life, emotionally, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. And then just an outpouring of those emotions, or, renewal, a fine tuning of your intuition as well, because it is the Ace of Cups as far as your intuition. So it's a lot of spiritual growth and emotional growth as well. I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and I will be back in April. If you click on like or subscribe or make a comment, it lets me know that you are interested in me making another reading for April. And I do wish you a great rest of your month. May it be filled with peace, a lot of positivity, and I sending you light and love. Thank you again for joining me.